Good morning, everyone. So, in the last class, we have studied about the remote sensing and part of application of it. Now, in this class, we'll talk about GIS, that is Geographical Information System. We'll talk about the GIS, that is Geographical Information System. The Geographical Information System will provide an information about a location. It will provide information about a location. It will provide location about the movement of the path, and this can be correlated with the remote sensing satellites. Rather, this always works with the remote sensing satellites in the background, so that you will get the up-to-date information about a area. What are the application part? Before we start with application, rather we'll start with how GIS works and what are these components, and then the special analysis, what all analysis we can do, what are the application part, and last we'll talk about the application parts of it in transportation engineering. So what is GIS? So GIS is all about the location, which can work with app, which can work with satellite. It can be a good career as well. I'll explain this part also. Then we can do various analysis. We can prepare various maps. We can keep a data in your system with it's a point cloud data, we can say, or it can be a polygon, it can be a line, it can be polyline, and many other. But this overall can provide an information about the various aspects which are running, or which has more and more applications in order to get the information. So what exactly is a GIS? So GIS is a computer based system that provides the following set of capabilities to handle the geo-reference data. We'll discuss what exactly means by the geo-reference data also. So it will allow you to input a data, it will allow you to store data, or it will allow you to retrieve a data, or it can say a data management. It's a data management. I'll give an example of Google, Google Earth. So now what Google did, the Google allowed us to mark the points of your home, of your hotel, of your business, of your shop, of your college, and many others. And that data can be used for the retrieval. So now you marked our college as SCBIT located here, that this location. Then you will get a much and much information about it. It'll ask you so many questions that what exactly it is. Then you'll write then this is educational institute, this is located here, then the various information about a college. If you do this, a next student or next person who wants to search for the HGBIT, then what they will do is they will, if they put it as HGBIT or HG Balekundar Institute of Technology, then a person will get a location, its timing, when it opens, when it closes, whatever information has been already fed, that can be visible to anyone through the various platforms. Then we have Google Earth, we have Bing Maps, then we have OpenStreetMaps. Many applications are there which can be customized to our extent also. So this can be used for the manipulation as well as analysis. For example, now you mark the Ejibari location. Then you want to analyze what are the other institutes which are within the locality of HGBIT. Then we have KLE College, we have International KLE College, we have the stadium is there. Then we have what you can say, dental college is there. Then we have Sheikh school, and many other information. It can be retrieved or it can be analysis. Not only this, now if I'm staying at one location and I want to search what is the optimal path, or which is the shortest distance to reach the GBIT from your house, that can be also be done, which we can say either output or we can say as analysis. So these are all information. I'm just talking about a very few. There are many such applications of using a GIS. Right now, the best examples what I can give is the Zomato, or you have Swiggy, or you order sitting at your home, and they will come to your home and they will deliver you. How they do that? They do with a part of this works with somewhat with the GIS. Then there are many such applications. Right now we are working with we are facing a big problem of corona. Then you might have seen there are few apps have been developed in order to, for the safety purpose, it will give the information how the area is. whether you are located in low risk zone, you are located in high risk zone. It will give. There is the application called as Ayush. I think just it's not Ayush. Application called as Arogya Setu. It's an application called as Arogya Setu, which it is necessary to download it, and it is best to download. It will tell you in which locality you are being located, whether you are in high risk zone, whether you are in low risk zone, where you are located. How it happens? It happens along with GIS and remote sensing. It will send a location once you download that app. It will ask for the location, and it will tell you in which location you are located. If you stay now, right now we have two contamination zone. One is camp and another is Piranwadi area. So if you located there, your mobile is located there, it will tell you that okay, you are in high risk zone. So like that, things will happen with the help of GIS. So this is all about a brief about a GIS. A brief about GIS. There are many such applications we may discuss in next classes or somewhere. Okay. Then what exactly means by the georeferenced data? What exactly means by the georeferenced data? The georeferenced data is sorry, georeference data is a data which has a lat long location. So you know what is meant by latitude, what is meant by longitude. So this latitude and longitude information is already fetched on the data or on the satellite data. So that satellite data or that information can be retrieved with uh, the satellite information. So now I have mapped this. This is the image, which again there are a few applications that we can create the contours. These are the bathymetric contours of Karwar. This is the bathymetric contours of the Karwar, which can be done with the help of various GIS software. So georeference data is the data which has a latitude and longitude. This can be converted to second, minutes. Each point is been mapped with the GIS, or we can with the help of the reference data. With the help of reference data, that such data is called as georeferenced data. Georeferenced data. Then there are different types of GIS as well. There are different types of GIS as well. We have desktop GIS, we have professional GIS, we have enterprise GIS, we have mobile GIS, we have internet GIS, multimedia GIS, we can say. So now there is no need that you should have a storage device to store your data. It is not mandatory, rather it is not mandatory. You can save your data in the cloud also. You can save your data in apps also. You can save in the form of maps. It can save in cloud. So there are much and much applications of the GIS, where we have a desktop GIS, we have mobile GIS, we have tab GIS, we have internet based GIS. Everything nowadays is running over the GIS. So this can be used in business also. This can be used in a business also. I'll show you video where how it can be used, so we can understand how the workflow integration, where are your what can I say, salesman, where he is moving, whether he joined the duty or not. This all informations can be retrieved from the GIS. Or we can do collaborative work. So now we are facing this problem that we all are taking the online classes and all. So we can use GIS in this collaborative manner. I can open it, I can share to everyone, and we all can work on the same map for the different purpose. That can be a collaboration, additive work. We can have citizenship management, we have citizen management, we can have work analysis, what you have completed, what you have completed, where you are sitting, and everything can be done with the help of GIS. Then the major part comes, that is components of GIS. So the components of GIS, first part is there is a data. The data can be a remote sensing data, can be the image data, or any other data, like you have a location map, you have a road map, you have any other is a data. And to analyze that we need a software. To analyze that we need a software. So there are many paid proprietary softwares like ArcGIS, then NV, Erdas. There are many, as well as the open source software like QGIS, Saga, and there are many such open source softwares also which can be used for the monitoring or doing analysis with the help of GIS. Then you required to install this software. You require hardware. To install this software, you require hardware, and means it can be your mobile, it can be your desktop, it can be your laptop, anything which is capable of handling the software is called as hardware. Then to work on this hardware and this software, we require a people. We require a people who are expert in GIS, and we should also know the purpose why I am doing it and what is my purpose, where I am using it. So we'll discuss about the various applications of this as well in next slides. So what GIS can do? What GIS can do? It can identify where you are, what is the location of you. It can identify, it can locate where exactly what is there in that location. Now this information you can see there are various maps have been plotted here. Where the pie diagrams have been plotted. So these are based on the various things, like you can understand the population, you can understand maybe sales, maybe the capability of the people that can be analyzed. Then you have trend. What if I choose, if I talk about a location, I can say I want to reach HGBIT from the first gate. I want to reach HGBIT from the first gate. Then what should be the optimal path? What if I take this road and now the camp area has been blocked? Now if I want to go to sorry, if I want to go to HGBIT, what should be the optimal path? What will happen if I go by this road? What all I will get? I'll get a petrol pump or not? I'll get a restaurant or not? This all information can be retrieved through GIS. I can get the information about the change in pattern. Now earlier few years back there was no development, or there was a barren land in the surrounding of Belgaum. Now it has been accumulated with the now it has been acquired with the population. There are so much of buildings are coming up. Then what are the changes, what side of changes are happening? This all can be done using the patterns, or we can analyze this also. We can identify the optimal paths. We can work on various models to get the information about the subject or about the so this is all about the geographical. Means here majorly we are working with latitude and the latitude. We are working with latitude and latitude. To work with the GIS, you should have this information of the location. Okay, of the location. Latitude and longitude information is must in order to get the information about the various GIS parameters. Then what all analysis we can do over GIS? What all analysis we can do over GIS? We can do querying. We can ask this that, so I am located here, what are the best which are the best restaurants nearby location? If I choose this path, where are the petrol pumps? So we use applications in Google Earth, like I am traveling and my car petrol is about to get over. Now I have to refill my petrol, so I need a petrol pump. So I'll just put it where exactly is the petrol pump. Then it will tell me that okay, you have to travel for another 1 kilometer to get the petrol pump. That's nothing but simple or complicated queries. I'm asking a query to GIS software or web GIS or various applications, that where exactly is the location. I'm asking a question. If I want to reach this location, how I should reach? If I'm going by this route, but my conditions are that while traveling I should get one good restaurant which has a 5 star, then it will tell you, okay, you have to go by this route, you will get a 5 star hotel. And here these are, it can be give information about what is the cost in that hotel and everything, what are the dishes available. This simple or complicated queries you can ask. You can work with multiple layers, you can work with network analysis. What exactly means by the network analysis is what happens with present Google Earth, that it will tell you what is the route, optimal route. It will tell you that okay, there is an accident at this location. If someone fill the information, like, okay, this is a there is an accident, so you cannot choose this road, you have to go by this road. You can tell that the road is been closed for the construction purpose. You can change the route to reach a particular location. This is all about the network analysis. This is all about the network analysis. There are many permutations, combinations you can work to check the root, and that completely comes under the network analysis. That completely comes under the network analysis. So if for these ambulances, this is the best application. It will tell you the live traffic information also. I already explained in the previous class how the live information to the Google Earth can be how it works. It works with your mobile networks. It works with the mobile network. Then the mobiles are moving fast, then it will show that there is no traffic. If they stop movement, then it will tell you where the road is blocked, and not only that, how much time it will take to release that roadblock. So this will help you to reach a particular location at as early as possible. Same way, I'll show you a video. This is a one software called as Maptitude from the Caliber Corporation mapping software. They have developed this in order to get the information or how their software works. So this will tell you what analysis we can do with the GIS. What analysis can be done with we can do with the GIS.
Maps can tell the story your spreadsheets can't. Every day you have to contend with vast amounts of data between your sales numbers, your customer records, your territory reports, and employee records. It's easy to get lost in the numbers.
So working with
what you need is a way to find the trends and information hidden in the jumble of spreadsheets and databases you use every day, and to see the story that they are telling you.
Their software is capable of doing.
Maptitude mapping software unlocks the trends hidden in your data and gives you the tools to understand how geography affects your business and to visualize those hidden patterns. Know exactly where your customers are.
Where your customers are located.
See where sales are highest.
Where the sales are highest. This can be mapped.
Find over and underserved areas. And spot geographic trends. Maptitude also contains powerful location intelligence tools giving you a deeper understanding of the geographic relationships in your data. Create pin maps by address, postal code, coordinate, and more for unlimited numbers of records and with all of your data attached. Create distance rings and estimate the demographic attributes of the rings. Determine drive time or distance rings at any specified interval.
How much time? This
build territories based on areas, proximity, or drive time.
Domino's and KFC. They will supply within 1
filter
kilometer
features based on geographic queries. Determine trade areas and identify valuable sites.
Potential customers also
and
you can
identify
map.
Hotspots. Map your data anywhere in the world or use any of the detailed country packages for street level, postal code, or political boundary mapping. In addition, Maptitude country packages are packed with valuable demographic data, including population, income, housing, education, employment, and more. Once you understand the patterns hidden in the numbers, share your maps to tell your stories. Copy them to report.
So you will get information instead of you just present the numbers. It will be very difficult. But if you present in case of maps, I'll say that HGBIT has so many girl students, HGBIT has so many boy students. In that, so many are intelligent. Instead, I'll show them in a graph. It will be a more easier part. So like that, it can be worked with a GIS software. So instead, the GIS has more and more application. Presently, every sector, including education sector, we are using the GIS. Every sector, almost all the sectors, all businessmen, all big corporations, to identify what are the potentiality of starting a business. These all sectors right now using the GIS. Not only this, agriculture sector also uses the GIS. What if I grow? I'll grow exotic products. Where I can sell? What is the capability? Where the such people who eat exotic, who love salads? This all information we can get it or map through the GIS. Just we required expertness and we required the data. So the expertness and data are the more too important, because softwares nowadays you will get free of cost. This is called as open source software. But if you have a data, if you know how to work on a GIS, we can easily get more and more information about about the area. Then GIS can be used in various parts like environmental monitoring for the pollution purpose. This is our own Belgaum city, which we did last year a project on this. Last year we conducted a project on this where we were able to map the area after collecting so much of data. We were able to mark the area that okay, this is my area, and this red color indicates these are the areas where there is a high pollution. Now I can give this Khade Bazar area and all, they have got uh, more good amount of pollution, or the area pollution levels are very high. This can be done through the GIS only. This can be done through GIS only. So this is one area where we are able to map what is the turbidity, where the turbidity is high, how it is, what is the trend of it, in which direction it is decreasing, what is the specific gravity of the water. So this is directly related to salinity, how the salinity is changing in a ocean, how the salinity is changing, how the DO is changing. This all mapping can be done with the help of GIS. This all mapping can be done with the GIS, and we have used GIS in order to get this information. Not only this, we can use for wildlife tracking. We can use for the business planning. We have seen this. We can use for disaster mitigation. We can use for transportation engineering. We can use for the town planning as well. So now how it can be used in transportation engineering. I can get a transportation network. I can understand how the flow, what are the traffic, which vehicles are, traffic management or traffic survey can be done with the help of GIS. You can understand land use, land cover patterns. If I want to construct a road network, from where it should go, whether it is going from the city, if it's going through the city, how it will affect, how it will be benefited. These all things can be done with the help of GIS. With the help of GIS, we can talk about maintenance also. Now, if I'm traveling on a road, I'll see that there are some potholes development on the road. So I can stand there. Maybe there someone has to develop application part. So now I'll understand. Okay, there is a pothole. I'll map it. Okay, there is a pothole is located here. So then government can take a decision that okay, if there is a pothole, then how to mitigate that, or how to plan that can be understood with the help of GIS. So government can take precautionary measures. You can take say the road is closed, you cannot move because there is a pothole, and then they can take for maintenance work. So this is how maintenance can be done. Safety measures. I can understand where there are more number of accidents are happening on the road. I can put signboards. I can put signboards. Automatic monitoring of the signboards can be also done with the GIS. There are much applications. During survey also it will help. The primary survey can be done with the GIS. All this information we can retrieve from the GIS, and we can use for the benefit of the society. Say not only here, there are much applications. We can discuss in few more videos. Few more videos. So you can get the notes of this and the links of this advanced surveying or this model 5 from my web page. Also, I'll uploading this video to YouTube. You can get the inform. You can, those who have missed, they can watch the video there.